Was our live coverage for the joint press conference for President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and his German counterpart Steinmeier. The two leaders held talks and held that joint press conference, during which President al-Sisi expressed that Egypt is the main partner for Germany in the region, and he said that Germany is the biggest partner to Egypt and the national projects that Germany did contribute in working with Egypt in were very important to the country. Also, the President said that the two leaders discussed developing cooperation in the fields of education and capacity building, as well as the discussion of more German investment in Egypt. And President Sisi asserted that he assured President Steinmeier about the safety and of investment, that the German investment in Egypt are totally safe. Also, President Sisi said that the two leaders discussed Egypt's role in the Gaza crisis, and he said that Egypt did witness during the past few years many crises, like the situation, of course, of COVID, after that the Russian-Ukrainian crisis, and of course since a year ago started the Gaza war, which had major repercussions on the region and on Egypt in particular. The President also said that Egypt is actually playing a very important role in trying to reach a ceasefire and the return of hostages and an end to the war, the genocide war on the Gaza Strip, and that in cooperation, of course, with our partners from Qatar and the United States. Also said President Sisi that Europe are having to play a very important role in order to reach this ceasefire, which is having, of course, great repercussions on the whole region. Also, he said that hunger is used as a weapon against the innocent Palestinian civilians, and that must stop. From his part, the German President, Mr. Steinmeier, asserted that the importance of reaching a ceasefire and the end of hostages, and the release, rather, of hostages, saying that one of the hostages is German and they are wishing him to return home. So he is aiming through his discussion with President Sisi to reach a ceasefire as soon as possible and to reach an agreement to release the hostages. Also, the German President said that the cultural, the educational and the technology sectors topped the agenda of the talks, and he said that he is proud that many German schools are actually in Egypt, in addition to two German Egyptian universities, and he said that the German-Egyptian relations are historical, are very strong, and indeed the Germans are praising the Egyptian civilization and the Egyptian role in the region. Indeed, also the German President talked about the role of the German companies in Egypt, like Siemens, and he talked also about the role of the German companies in the construction of railways, and he said that about 2,000 kilometers of railway would be implemented in the near future. And to shed more light on that, we are very much delighted to take this phone with Mr. Rahman, our journalist and political analyst. Mr. Rahman, good afternoon to you, sir.
Well, good afternoon to you. Hello to you and the dear viewers.
Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Rahman. Mr. Rahman, how do you see this visit by German President Steinmeier to Egypt, which is the first by a German president for about 25 years?
I believe that historical visit paid by the German president to Egypt today means a continuing to the same efforts that has started from the European direction as a new breath of air, a new window to be opened concerning the conflict that is has reached the most dramatic level between in the Arabic occupied land. And I believe that a visit today means a lot to Germany and to Egypt and to both nations, that they have in common lots of historical events, deep cooperation and deep cultural exchange. And of course we have so many political situations that goes on the same way, the same direction, maintaining peace and prosperity in the region, achieving those goals as soon as we can is prior to the two leaders, Mr. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and the German, his counterpart, the German President, Mr. Steinmeier. And I believe also that today is a beginning, a new beginning in the, a new page in the relations and the bilateral relations between Egypt and Germany.
Yes. Of course, as President Sisi mentioned, that this phase is very critical for Egypt, as the previous years witnessed many crises, as the President mentioned, like, of course, it started with the COVID pandemic, then the Russian-Ukrainian war, and since a year ago, the Gaza war. So, sir, how do you see the repercussions here, and how we could start to get our way back for the normal phase with all, as the President mentioned, the troubles on the borders, like the Sudanese situation, the situation in Gaza, of course, many crises, as the President mentioned in his speech.
I'm sure that the German President, Mr. Walter Steinmeier, believes that Egypt is the main gate to the Middle East, and the main role to depend upon at any strategic step and any strategic policies concerning those files, whether in Gaza, whether in the whole region.
Yeah.
Throughout that trust and that confidence that Egypt is the leader of this region, here comes the German President to Egypt to meet with the Egyptian President to find a common line and a common path that we go together and start together, starting from here, from Cairo. Yeah. Then the German will go on with his tour after making the basic thoughts and the basic concepts of his tour, starting here from Egypt. We have a lot in common, and we have almost the same situation towards finding and soon end to the conflict in the Middle East, for the good and the best interest for the whole nation, and of course for the good of the European nations that already have suffered